gathered here today, not only to celebrate our achievements, but also to take stock of the work that we've done within the DREAMS project. The HIV response in Zimbabwe, where we have made some significant inroads over the years, is now at a tipping point, with signs of a creeping element of complacency in our midst. I think Thomas had actually alluded to that during his presentation. And so there is a potential of a resurgence of this epidemic, especially among young people and key populations and other vulnerable groups, as reflected in the 2014 Hotspot Survey and the recently launched ZIMFIA. The remarkable decline in new HIV infections and the relatively high viral load suppression in older adults have been achieved thanks to concerted multi-sectoral efforts combining health and non-health driven actions and interventions over the last 10 to 15 years especially. But of concern and also needing a more dedicated focus is the information from UNAIDS that new infections are actually increasing rapidly among young people, especially the girls and young women, as well as among men over the age of 50, alongside the key populations. I'm pleased that, however, we've managed to spare some time for us to be here to celebrate and show our support for the adolescent girls and young women through innovative programming. While the findings from ZIMFIA demonstrate the progress that has been made in the response to HIV in Zimbabwe and other countries, they offer great hope for the rest of the world. It's with a heavy heart that as we fight hard to end AIDS by the year 2030, our adolescent girls, young women remain at a very high risk of contracting HIV. And this is made worse by the position that women occupy in our society. I think we have seen some of those causes: poverty, lack of access to education, and some of our religious and cultural beliefs, to name just a few of those issues. Ladies and gentlemen, this has to change. We are not only obliged to program for adolescent girls and young women, but like the previous speakers have said, we also need to target the men. Because, let me say that we continue to learn every day as we incorporate global guidance and the inclusion of PrEP now in the recently launched national HIV guidelines. I am made to understand that our main focus is on adolescent girls and young women, but once again, let us make sure that we don't leave men behind. It's just re-emphasis. Ladies and gentlemen, we all have dreams, but the adolescent girls have dreams too. Only that theirs are more important, because all they want is to stay in school, finish their education, so that they can compete on an equal footing with their male counterparts. All they want is to see an end to child marriages, an end to poverty, gender-based violence, and sexual abuse. It's our duty to make sure that their dreams are fulfilled, and USAID for the technical and financial support that they made this dream come true. It may our continued collaboration grow from strength to strength. I would also want to extend my gratitude to our invaluable implementing partners who were mentioned earlier on, that's Africa, FEC, SAFED, World Education, PSI, PSZ, for a job well done. May you continue with your hard work in supporting the government in not just this initiative, but in the overall health and HIV response. To other organizations here present, come, let us join hands again to fight our war to end AIDS by the year 2030. To our government line ministries, who want to thank you for your continued leadership, guidance, and support, and we will continue to rely on your collaboration, as this is more than a health issue, as we all know. There is trend in numbers, and together we will definitely end AIDS by the year 2030 through strong partnerships and collaboration and coordination. Thank you.